Okay, so hello there, everybody. Today we're going to talk about Dripify campaigns, leads, inboxes, how it all works. Okay, so if we were to just discuss, I think the most challenging or intricate topic for Dripify is going to be the campaign section, right? Everything else to me seems pretty self-explanatory or straightforward, but if we talk about the campaigns, right? This is where Dripify is kind of like set themselves aside from other sequencing tools on LinkedIn. They treat this very similarly to how like an Apollo or an Outreach or a Sales Loft would do, right? So let me just give you an example here, and let's pretend that we're starting a new campaign. Okay, so to start a new campaign, we're first going to add a bunch of leads. Now, um, I think for this example here, right? I think we're just going to use my LinkedIn. In the future, though, most people are going to do this through a CSV upload on the way in, at least. Okay, so you can very simply just select CSV upload. But for the purposes of this, I'm just going to come over here. I'm going to do a quick LinkedIn search. Look through this account here. We're going to log in. First, I have to just tell this thing what is standing up, which is that. Good. And we're in. Okay, so we're going to skip that. And then we're going to come over to, let's use Michael Falco. Okay, there he is. He's a sales development enthusiast. So we're going to come over here. We're going to just say testing, right? And then the profiles that we're going to use are that. LinkedIn search. Okay, cool. Sorry. You got to come over here. You got to come over to Michael Falco, and then you can very simply just copy and then come over here and paste. Okay. So LinkedIn search. Sorry, this one. There we go. All right. So we're going to create a list, right? So the next thing that we're going to do, this is the tricky part of the intricate part. We're going to create a sequence, right? So we're going to do lead generation for our example here. Endorse my skills, extra profile views. In my opinion, these all work pretty similarly, but that's okay. They all have their own, kind of desired outcomes. I think that the execution or setup of them is very similar. Okay, so here's really where we differentiate ourselves in terms of Dripify sequences, right? So we have this option of send an invite, right? And we can customize our messaging, right? We can do whatever we want. But the thing that differentiates Dripify is there is a decision making or a logic tree branch similar to what you see in a tool like an Apollo or an Outreach or any of the other like kind of email outreach tools that I have not seen yet on the LinkedIn side, right? So we could say, hey, if they get an invite from us, right? Within 1 hour of them accepting, I don't want to send them a message because that's a little pushy, right? But then I want to just endorse a skill to let them know that I'm on their radar. Then I would recommend something like, instead of an hour from now, I would be like 1 day from now, right? I would then say, hey, send me this message that says something similar to, hey, first name, noticed we're both in, and then you could select something, right? Like you could say, hey, I noticed we both went to Villanova, or hey, I noticed that your top skill is this, so is mine, or I noticed that we both know so and so, right? These are all dynamic fields of content that you can use to your advantage, where with past tools, you have not been able to do this. This is why I like Dripify, right? Um, from there, we're going to set all of these fields. We'll obviously save all of them, right? So we have our kind of playbook as to like, hey, here's what happens when this person is added into our sequence, right? From there, we're just going to hit next. We're then going to make sure all message and email actions contain text. Okay, well, this is just for our example here, so that's all good. We're not going to use it. I'm just going to say, okay. And then how about an L there? I think that'll do. Very good. You name your campaign. Let's call it Mark 2023 General Good. And then the webhooks integration is another section that we'll get into in a different video. But anyway, if we can do that, right, the import of the people, obviously the sequence needs to be set up. If it's not already, great, we could set it up. If it is, let's get into adding people to existing sequences. This one is much easier, okay? So all you would do here in this scenario is just save. I do not want to save this one here. In terms of adding net new people, you just want to go to add leads. You're going to want to upload your CSV. You're going to select it, and then you hit next, and it's about as simple as that. Okay, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.